Morning. Today is the 31st day of December. The time is 9 o'clock. The board is in session. Commissioner Daly is on the bridge. Commissioner Davidson is here. I'm here. And we also have Herb Cantu on the bridge. Give us your name.
Bob Hardy, Federal Operations.
Tim Klein, Treasurer's Office.
Crash Research, Emergency Management.
Bob Perkins, Ada County Procurement.
Dawn Bridge, Clerk's Office.
Robert Perry, Prosecutor.
Real IT guy.
Katie Reed, Clerk's Office.
Richard Beck, Building Services.
Well, great. Appreciate you being here. Madam Clerk, are there any changes to the agenda?
No, they're not.
Okay, we have some unfinished business that we'll take up. We'll have to have a motion first.
I'll move to remove the unfinished business from the table for consideration.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carries. All right. First item up is Calkins Creek subdivision.
Yeah,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Chairman and Commissioners, the development agreement associated with the rezone for the subdivision isn't ready yet. So we would respectfully request that this item be tabled to the January 7th open business meeting, give staff and legal a little bit more time to prepare that document and get it executed for consideration.
Okay. All right. Any questions or discussion? I'll accept a motion.
I'll move to table application number 202-401-215-CC-DA-S-PR Calkins Creek subdivision to January 7th, 2025 open business meeting.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have procurement.
Good morning. Under our unfinished business this morning, we have the award of bid 25011, the Ada County GLCCU North Domestic Water Repipe Project 2025. And the evaluation team has reviewed the bid received for this project and would like to submit a recommendation for award letter for your consideration.
Could you read the letter?
Be happy to.
Thank you.
It's a letter dated December 31st, 2024, to the Board of Ada County Commissioners from Ada County Procurement regarding bid 25011. Dear members of the board, after reviewing the bid submitted, it is the recommendation of the evaluation group to award the contract for bid 25011 to Lacey Mechanical Incorporated as the lowest responsive bidder in the amount of $228,150.
Okay, any questions or discussions? If not, I'll accept a motion.
I'll move to accept recommendation of the evaluation committee and award bid 25011.
I second the motion.
Oh, sorry.
Well, wait till we get the names.
To Lacey Mechanical Incorporated in the amount of $228,150.
I second the motion.
All right. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
All right,
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thanks,
Okay,
Commissioners.
thank you. Now on to some new business. We have a couple of resolutions, and these are kind of critical resolutions. So I'll open the public hearing on resolution number 3057, resolution granting information technology items and furniture to various Idaho coroner's offices. All right. Any discussion on that one? Any public testimony? Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing on resolution number 3057 and call for a motion.
I'll move to approve resolution number 3057 as listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
All right,
Motion carries. I will now open the public hearing on resolution number 3058, ARPA resolution number 47 for use and transfer of allowable expenditures related to the ARPA fund budget. Any questions or discussion on that resolution? Don, you gotta say something.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, I would speak to that. We are at a really happy point in our lives where this is our allocation deadline. So this is our final allocation to Allen Bauhaus, sub-award for $61,351.55 to use for their behavioral services and some building repairs. So
All right.
I respectfully request your support.
Okay, any other questions or discussion? I'll close the public hearing on resolution 3058. Accept the motion.
I'll move to approve resolution number 3058 as listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
All right, you've heard the motion. Any discussion? Clerk, you got any discussion on this?
No, sir.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye?
All right,
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, moving on, we have alcohol licenses and transfers. We have a license transfer, and that's it. I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to approve the catering permits and licenses as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
All right,
Aye.
Motion carries. Well, we have with us the clerk's office.
Good morning, Mr. Chair.
Give us a good report.
Sure. I don't have a whole lot to report. It's another quiet week in our office. A
Well,
lot of
that's good
folks
then,
are
isn't it?
taking, yes, it is a good thing. People are taking much earned or well-earned vacation, spending time with their families. So I thought I would end the year with some elections trivia.
Okay.
Anthony is working on the ballot verifier, the cast vote records that he's been able to obtain from those and kind of doing an analysis on what he's finding. So if you'll remember, Trent reported that in November 2022, we had 43% of voters vote straight ticket, right? And so what do you think that number was in 2024, November?
45.
70%.
70%.
Yeah, so it was a pretty big jump.
Pretty big jump.
36% of voters filled out the full ballot, and 3% only filled out the presidential race, which I thought would kind of be higher, but it's 3%. So about
How'd those
85
3% vote?
Well, between a mix of the two. That was about 8,500 voters that only filled out one race of the 2-page ballot. So it's kind of,
That is interesting.
yeah.
That is an interesting vote. I
We're
would think
in-
that there's more on the ballot.
Might as well, you're already there.
Well,
So,
not just that, but I remember years ago, I was speaking at a high school class, and it was during a presidential election year, and the teacher had the ballot on the board, the sample ballot. I asked the kids, which do you think on there affects you the most? They all said president. I'm going,
right.
you drive on the roads every day, come on. Anyway,
So fun things we're learning with the ballot verifier, so
well,
looking
good.
forward to next year.
And Anthony's working on that spreadsheet he puts together.
Yep, he's working on a visualization so that we can kind of toggle between, you can go and see
Yeah, sure.
if you voted for this candidate, who
Yeah.
else did you vote for, and those types
Yeah,
of things.
well,
So
that's real interesting.
yeah,
That is interesting. All right, well, thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you. All right, we have.
Chairman.
Hello.
Mr.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Just a question, is Anthony breaking down it in any kind of way? For example, that 3%, who they voted for?
Yes, he has all of that information.
Okay, thanks.
So that'll be part of his viz, and we'll share that with you once that's done.
Okay. Well, next up, we have the Claims Journal. I'll accept the motion on the Claims Journal.
I'll make a motion on the Claims Journal I'll move to authorize payment of claims on the Claims Journal dated December 31st, 2024.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Right?
Motion carries. We have some personnel actions. I'll accept the motion on the personnel actions.
I'll move to approve the personnel actions as listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Right?
Aye.
Next up, we have the Treasurer's Office. We have, Tim.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. I just want to give a brief update to our tax collections. I know Treasurer Luna's been here each week and providing an update. So we're getting toward the very tail end of our collections. The due date was the 20th, as you're aware. However, we still get mail come in, and a lot of it's still timely. It's weird how sometimes we'll see mail that was mailed out in Boise with a stamp on it, and it might say December 14th, and yet we just get it. And some from out of state, it's a puzzling thing. We see that every year, not sure why that happens. But the collections, as of yesterday at 1:37 p.m., we run this each Monday to just get a look at where we're at, and we've collected $452 million total. And so that represents about 95% of the first half, so there's still some coming in. We're gonna send out our delinquent notices. We're gonna run that on Thursday, and then we'll do some proofing and then send that out, because there's some people that just simply missed the bill, or maybe they just didn't get it for whatever reason, and so we don't want them to just be unaware that they've got taxes due and it's just accumulating interest on them. So we send that out as soon as our main collection period is over. We're gonna do our distribution in January, next Wednesday on the 8th. That's when we kind of stop all the collections. Everything we've collected at that point will then get distributed out to the taxing districts, including, Ada County. And so if we just had this amount, 452 million, the county retains roughly 20%. And so that'd be about 90 million that the county has collected for their portion. Other than that, I think that's the main thing. We're just kind of winding down. We're super busy still, but the calls have died down. The mail has dropped off, and our jogger, you can't break that thing, so it's still running well.
Keep it greased well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about that little incident we had with the issue we had with the printer, as we had much.
So we did send out the bills for those, and we did get some calls. some of the calls I answered, they said, hey, I just got this bill, it's due in, 2 days, that doesn't seem right. And I said, was there a letter in there accompanying that? And, oh yeah, I see, it says that there, so it's like they see that bill, they jump on the phone and don't really look. I think most people probably read it, so those calls we didn't get. And we have done a lot of the collections there. In fact, the majority of those that were on that list had already paid. And so they were aware, they called.
Well, that's good.
It worked out pretty well. In fact, we did get one comment. It wasn't a call I received, but someone else had mentioned they got a call where they thought it was handled very well by sending that out and the letter explaining it.
Well, that's even better. Okay. All right, any other questions for our treasurer's office? Well, thank you, appreciate that, yes. Okay, moving on, we have a grant application, a grant number 2408, a grant application to Federal Emergency Management Agency for Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities Grant to hire a contractor to perform hazard analysis modeling and prepare an update to the Ada County Multi-Hazard Mitigation County Match 30,000. And we're doing that in kind.
Yes, sir.
That's even better.
Yeah. It generally takes about 620 hours to perform this. We have, seriously, we have 20 separate planning partners that are involved, including many of the districts, all of the cities. So it is a major one-year-long process to get through this entire thing. The Federal Emergency Management Agency allows us to bill at $44.10 an hour for every hour staff spends working on this. So between all the cities and the districts and everyone that puts time in and our steering committee, including citizens we have on that committee, we generally spend about 700 hours on this process. So we'll make our 30% match
Okay.
and then some. But again, this is just a request to apply for the grant. It is our greatest hope. The state has $2 million set aside each and every year, which they devote pretty specifically to these kinds of projects. So I think we've got a pretty good chance of getting the money.
All right, any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to approve grant number 2408-A, authorize online completion and submission of grant number 2408-A by Paul Marsich, and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. All right, we have the minutes to approve. The open business meeting 12/17 and 12/24, and our jail inspection 12/11. I'll accept the motion.
I move to approve the minutes as identified on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, we have 11 agreements. I reviewed the agreements. Is there any questions or discussion about any of these agreements? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to approve the agreements as identified on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have indigent services, the weekly indigent items. Is there any question or discussion on the weekly indigent items? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to accept the recommendations of the indigent services staff as listed on the summary of cases dated December 31st, 2024, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there any other business need to be brought before the board this day? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Well, good morning. Today is the 31st day of December. The time is 9:18. The board is in session, acting as a board of Ada County Emergency Medical Services District for its weekly open business meeting. Commissioner Daly is on the bridge, and Commissioner Davidson and I are here in the room. And we have no one else except for IT guy and our clerk. Are there any changes to the agenda, Madam Clerk?
Yes, there's just one change to the daily.
Okay, I'll accept a motion on the change to the daily.
I'll move to amend the daily agenda by removing the 9:30 legal staff executive session meeting.
We're removing that, correct? Okay, go ahead. Did you second the motion, Commissioner Daly?
I'm second the motion.
All right. It's been moved that we remove the legal staff executive session from our daily agenda. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Right.
Motion carries. Okay, are there any other changes to the agenda? Madam Clerk?
No, they're not.
All right. On the new business, we have the Claims Journal. I'll accept a motion on the Claims Journal.
I'll move to approve payments on the Claims Journal dated December 31st, 2024.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Right.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have personnel action, one promotion. Is there any question or discussion on that? None, I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to approve the personnel actions as listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Right.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have the approval of the minutes. Two sets of minutes, 12:17 and 12:23. Is there any question or discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to approve the minutes as identified on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
You've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
We have an EMS update, but we have no EMS here, so I guess that will be our update unless Commissioner Daly or Commissioner Davidson, do you have any update you'd like to give us?
I got nothing.
Okay.
Roll report is good.
Yep. Good report. All right. Unless there's anything else we need to discuss, we're adjourned.